We're gonna start today with demonstrative pronouns or demonstrative adjectives. I'm going to share a screen with you here. And the pestaña is a tab. Do you see that picture, that file, that image on your devices?
Sí,
Yes?
sí,
Okay.
señor.
Bien. Vamos a comenzar con esto, ¿cierto? Dice adjetivos demostrativos o pronombres demostrativos, es lo mismo. In Spanish, there are three demonstrative adjectives. They agree in number and gender. With the nouns, they modify. Okay, with the nouns comes near the speaker. Okay, you have masculine gender and feminine gender. Near the speaker, you have this and these. Okay, this singular and these plural, right? Singular and plural. So this in Spanish would be like este, okay, or esta. Este in the masculine case and esta in the feminine case. So if I say, for example, this marker, okay, I have the marker near me or close to me. So this marker in Spanish would be like este marcador or este plumón, okay? I have a marker in my hand. So, este marcador o este plumón, okay? Masculine gender. If I say esta, that would be like feminine, right? Esta casa, this house, okay? I am near the house or probably in the house. Esta casa. Hello? All right. So you also have these, which is, to mention men or used to mention many objects or people or things. So these, that would be estos in the masculine case or estas. Okay? So for the feminine case, remember that we are talking about, many objects are also close to the person who speaks or talks about them. So in Spanish, as I said before, you have este, estos, esta, estas. You do that, okay? Then we have other demonstrative adjectives or demonstrative pronouns such as that and those in English, okay? So these are used when the object is near the listener, okay, the person who you are talking to, and who is probably, close to you also. So you're going to use that and those in Spanish for the masculine and feminine case. Ese, esa, okay, that, ese, esa, and those, esos, esas. Okay, so the listener says to you, okay, ese auto, ese carro, that car, okay, esa tienda, that store, okay, if the store and the car probably, are close to or near the listener. So you're going to use ese, esa. Ese for the masculine case and esa for the feminine case. And you also have those, to talk about many objects or the plural case. Always, we're talking about the listener, okay? So the listener is close to the object, not you, but the listener. So he or she says, esos or esas, okay? Those. those trees, esos árboles. Those, what can it be? Those roses, esas rosas. Okay, so the roses are close or near the listener. And then you have, other words used here in Spanish to talk about distant. Okay, so, or distance. When we're talking about that the object or objects are far away or distant from us, from me and the listener as well, we're going to use aquel, aquella, aquellos, aquellas. Alright? So in English that would be that for aquel, aquella, and those for aquellos, aquellas. So we both, okay, me and the listener can say, that mountain, aquella montaña, that player, aquel jugador. All right, and if we are, we are talking about many players, we're going to say aquellos, those, okay, those, aquellos jugadores, those players. And the players are certainly, far away from us. And if the case is feminine, we're going to say aquellas. Remember, we're talking about plural things or people, and we're going to say aquellas. Aquellas personas están comprando helado. Those people, people buying ice. Okay, aquellas personas están comprando helados. Let's see some examples. When the object is near the speaker, we're going to use este, esta, estos, estas. So we have some examples right there. Este periódico es interesante. This newspaper is interesting. Okay? So the newspaper is close to the speaker, or the speaker is close to the object. Hola John, ¿cómo estás John?
Muy bien, gracias, Tito.
Bien,
Hola.
qué bueno, qué bueno. Entonces, estamos viendo los adjetivos demostrativos. Ojalá que puedas ver esto, John, por favor. Ok, so, esta revista es interesante también. You see? This magazine is interesting also. So, the magazine is close or near the speaker. Esta revista es interesante también. You see? Este, esta. For a singular object, and the object is also close to the speaker. Feminine and masculine, remember. Este, esta. Feminine, masculine, este, feminine, esta. Then we have estos, estas. Okay, so those are used to talk about the plural, thing or the many objects or people who are close to the speaker. And you're going to use estos, estas. Okay, these. Estos, estas. In Spanish. Estos hombres son fuertes. These men are strong. Okay, estos hombres son fuertes. Estas mujeres son fuertes también. These women are strong also. okay, or are also strong. So you have the masculine case and the feminine case. Estos hombres, that would be the masculine case. The masculine case, I mean. And estas mujeres would be the feminine case. But both in English are translated like these, these men, these women. Remember, so all these four cases that I already explained are, only when the speaker is close to the object or objects, okay, whether they are masculine or feminine. In when the object or objects are, near the listener, we're going to use that or those, that for the singular and those for the plural. So in Spanish, that would be translated as ese, esa, and those would be translated as esos, esas. So we'll see some examples here. Ese piano es viejo. Okay, that piano is old. Esa guitarra es nueva. That guitar is new. Remember that the object here is near the listener, not me, not the speaker, but the listener. So, ese piano es viejo, esa guitarra es nueva. Okay? Then, esos libros son caros. That's for the plural. Okay? Those books are expensive. And esas plumas son costosas. Those pens are costly. Okay? Are costly. Expensive also. So, esos libros son caros, esas plumas son costosas. Those, is used in both cases for the feminine and masculine gender. Then we have, objects which are far from the speaker and far from the listener. And for that, you are going to use in Spanish aquel, aquella, aquellos, aquellas. Okay? In English, that and those, but over there. Okay? So far away or distant. Let's see some examples. Aquel traje es feo. That suit over there, is ugly. Aquella, that's a feminine case. Okay, the one before was a masculine case in singular, and this is a feminine case in singular. Aquella blusa es más bonita. So that will be translated like, or such as, that blouse over there is prettier. That blouse over there is prettier. And for the plural case, whether masculine or feminine, we're going to use aquellos, aquellas. Okay, remember that these aquellos and aquellas are far away or distant from the speaker. So in the masculine case, we say aquellos. Aquellos árboles son enormes. Those trees over there are enormous, or huge or tall or big, whatever. And for the feminine case, aquellas casas son pequeñas. Those houses over there are small, little, tiny, as you wish. Dice neither or neither demonstrative pronouns. These are referred, to an object that is not known, a statement, or a general idea. So in this case, you are going to use esto. In English, this, or eso. In English, that, or aquello, which also will be translated as that, okay, in English. But aquello dice farther away in place or time. ¿Qué es esto? ¿Qué es eso? In English, you say, what is this? What is that? Okay? So, what is this? ¿Qué es esto? And what is that? ¿Qué es eso? Aquello no es necesario. That is not necessary. ¿Ok? Eso. Ejercicios 8.2. Complete las siguientes oraciones utilizando adjetivos demostrativos. Ejemplo. ¿Quién es? Who is? Ese hombre, that man, who is with Julia, ¿ok? Que está con Julia. So we use that. ¿Quién es ese? Number 1. Dice que debemos usar this and that. ¿Ok? Voy a volver atrás para que vean. This and that. When we use this and that, okay, we're going to talk about esta for this, and for that we're going to talk about esa. So those, those demonstrative pronouns we have to use in this exercise. Esta, and esa. Okay, so number 1. Revista or esta revista? Which one? Guys?
Esta
revista. Muy bien. So we're going to complete there with esta. Esta revista que tú lees es interesante. Okay? This magazine that you are reading is interesting. Pero
Esta.
Esta, esa. Which one? Pero artículo tiene más información. But article has more information.
Pero artículo.
O esta, o ese, o esa. Which one? Remember
Ese artículo.
that we already use this as the example shows here. This. We already used that. We said esta revista. Now we have to use that in Spanish. And that in Spanish would be like ese or esa. Ese for the masculine gender and esa for the feminine gender. So that's the only alternative or choice we have. So, pero ese artículo or pero esa artículo? Which one?
Ese artículo tiene más información.
Ese artículo. So we have the complete sentence this way. Esta revista que tú lees es interesante, pero ese artículo tiene más información. This magazine that you're reading is interesting, but that article, has more information. Número 2. ¿Piensa usted que camisas son hermosas o prefiere usted camisas azules? In this case, we're going to use the other ones. These and those. Okay, these and those. So for these and those, I'm gonna go back here.
Estas.
This is near the speaker and is talking about plural, okay, many things, many objects. And we're going to use for the masculine gender in Spanish, estos, and for the feminine gender, estas. Okay, when we use this, estos, estas. And then we had, okay, those which are the objects are near the listener. We're going to use those. And for the masculine case, we're going to use esos. And for the feminine case, esas. Okay, so esos, esas, and estos, estas. Let's get back to the exercise number 2. ¿Piensa usted que estos camisas o estas camisas son hermosas? Which one?
Estas camisas.
Yes. Do you think that these shirts are beautiful? Or do you prefer those blue shirts? Okay, so in Spanish, ¿piensa usted que estas camisas son hermosas o estos camisas? A ver. Estos or estas? Which one? Estos or estas? Guys.
Estas.
Estas, ¿cierto? Hola Jeffrey.
Hola.
¿Cómo estás?
Estoy bien.
¿Sí? Qué bueno. Qué bueno que te uniste. Estamos viendo los pronombres demostrativos. ¿Ok? Demonstrative pronouns, I mean. Or demonstrative adjectives. It's the same. Can you see the image, Geoffrey? Do you see the exercise?
Yes.
All right. So we're talking about number 2. ¿Piensa usted que estos camisas or estas camisas? And somebody told me estas camisas. Yes, estas camisas. That's the right choice. Okay? Estas camisas son hermosas. Or do you prefer those blue shirts? In Spanish, o prefiere usted those, remember those, esos or esas? Esos or esas, which one are we going to use for the feminine case, camisas? ¿Esos camisas or esas camisas?
Esas.
Esos or esas, what do you say?
Esas.
Exactly, yes. Esas camisas, remember, feminine. Okay, so, ¿piensa usted que estas camisas son hermosas o prefiere usted esas camisas azules? Okay, camisas azules. That's the way you have to complete the exercise. Number 3, número 3. ¿En qué sitio prefieren ustedes comer? ¿En restaurante o en cafetería? And you have to use that over there or that over there again. So, which one is that over there in Spanish? Here you have it. Can you name it? Can you say it?
Aquel restaurante.
Aquel o aquella. No more, okay? Aquel or aquella. Okay, feminine, I mean masculine and feminine case or gender. That's what we have to complete with, in this exercise. So, ¿en qué sitio prefieren ustedes comer? ¿En?
Aquel.
En aquel o en aquella. Remember, aquel o aquella. ¿En qué sitio prefieren ustedes comer? ¿En aquel restaurante o en aquella restaurante?
Aquel.
Aquel restaurante, ¿cierto? En aquel restaurante o en
Aquella.
aquella, because it's feminine. You see, the first one was masculine and the second one is feminine. So, en aquel restaurante o dice en aquella cafetería. That's the way you have to use, that, okay? Talking about distance over there. Number 4, número 4. Falda es bonita. Falda is skirt, okay? Skirt is beautiful. Pero voy a comprar, but I am going to buy
Aquel masculino.
pantalones porque son más cómodos. Pants because they are more comfortable. So, you have to use these and those. Let's go back, in the explanation. These and those. For these, I have two options. For the masculine case, I'm going to use este, and for the feminine case, esta. Okay? And for those, I'm going to use esos, esas. Okay? Este, esta, esos, esas. With that thing in mind, we're going to go back to exercise number 4, and we're going to use this, esta falda or esa falda. I mean, esta falda or este falda. This. Este falda or esta falda.
Esta falda.
Right? Esta falda. We don't say este falda because that would be masculine, este. But in this case, falda ends in A, in the letter A, so we have to use esta. Esta falda es bonita. But I'm going to buy, pero voy a comprar those. Let's go back now. Those. For those, we have to use esos and esas. Alright? Esos and esas. So in this case, we're going to say
Esos pantalones.
yes, yes. Pero voy a comprar esas pantalones o esos pantalones.
Esos.
Esos. Because it's masculine, okay? Masculine gender. Esos pantalones porque son más cómodos. Because they are more comfortable. Alright?
Yes, sir.
Are you understanding? Guys? Yes?
Sí, señor.
Yes, no, yes, no. Let me know, please.
Sí, señor, claro.
Alrighty. Number 5.
Yes, sir.
Number 5. Número 5. Those, ¿cierto? But we're talking about this distance one more time, So the objects are far away from the speaker and the listener. So those over there, for those, remember we have to use when the object or objects are distant from us. For those, we're going to use aquellos or aquellas. Okay, those over there, aquellos, aquellas. For those over there, we're going to say aquellos o aquellas. ¿En qué sitio prefieren ustedes comer? Oh, ¿dónde estoy? Me perdí. 5, sorry. Aquellos mujeres or aquellas mujeres? Which one?
Aquellas.
Aquellas. Because we're talking about women. Remember, feminine case. Aquellas. Aquellas mujeres corren en el maratón. You can say en el maratón or you can also say en la maratón. Okay? Both are acceptable. So, aquellas mujeres, those women, run in the marathon. Alright. Aquellas mujeres corren en el maratón o en la maratón. Number 6. Número 6. ¿Por qué mira usted? Ok, ¿por qué mira usted? It's like, why do you watch? Why do you watch programas en televisión? Ok, TV programs. Si son repeticiones, if they are repetitions, repeated, or rerun. Okay, rerun programs. So they are repeated programs that were aired before. So why do you watch? ¿Por qué mira usted? And you have to complete with those. In this case, those would be esos or esas in Spanish. Esos for the masculine case and esas for the feminine case. So, as we are talking about, como estamos hablando de número 6, los programas, we say
Esos.
esas programas. That's weird, okay? That's weird. The word programa in Spanish, okay, is kind of an exception here. Programa es masculino, okay, so it's masculine, es masculino. And you say el programa de televisión, okay, the television program. El programa de televisión. You don't say la programa de televisión. No, that's weird. That sounds awkward. Alright, so es el programa. And in this case, we're talking about the plural case, so we say los programas. Okay, when we're talking about the plural case, los programas. But for this case, okay, having that in mind, saying that it is the word programa is masculine, we have to complete with those. In Spanish, that would be esos or esa. Which one?
Esos.
Esas or esos? Which one? What do you say?
Esos.
Esos. That's right, guys. Esos. So we say, ¿por qué mira usted esos programas en televisión si son repeticiones? ¿Ok? ¿Por qué mira usted esos programas en televisión si son repeticiones? Okay, so pay attention to that, exception, because it is kind of an exception. El programa. It's really important to know, the gender of the noun or the word, okay, in Spanish. So from that point on, you will realize, whether you have to use el, la, los, las, or un, or una, or in this case, esa, esta, este, etc. Okay? Estos, esos. It all, depends on the gender of the noun. As the title here, the description reads, in Spanish there are 3 demonstrative adjectives and they agree in number and gender with the nouns they modify. Okay, that's the point. So let's continue. Number 7. Mes va a ser maravilloso. Mes is a masculine, noun. Masculine. So we have to use this in Spanish. So this, is used when we talk about the object which is near the speaker. So you have the masculine case, este, and the feminine case, esta. We already said that mes, the word mes, is masculine. So we're going to use Este or
Este.
esta? Which one?
Este mes.
Este mes. Muy bien.
Este.
Este mes va a ser maravilloso. This month is going to be, incredible. Okay? Amazing. This month. Este mes. All right. Let's continue. Este es aquel. Demostrativos. One more time. We're going to see the drawings. Okay? Do you see it well, the drawings? Do you see it clearly, guys?
Yes, sir.
Yes? Okay. The drawing here on the left, the woman tells the man, quiero este libro. It's like saying, I want this book. And as you can see, the book is near the woman. The woman in the middle says, quiero ese libro. Okay, so the book in this case, the book is near the listener. As you can see, the listener, on the shoulder of the listener, there are some books, Do you see them? There are some books. So she says, quiero ese libro. I want that book. But when the book or the object is far away from both of them, she's going to say, in this case, quiero aquel libro. Just like the examples before. Aquel o aquellos o etc. Aquel libro. Ese aquel dice, sirven para señalar algo o a alguien en su forma masculino, femenino o singular o plural, depende del nombre al que se refieren. Veamos eso. Cuando el objeto está cerca de mí, when the object is near me, okay, the object may be masculine or feminine. And it can be singular or plural. So we're talking about one object or many objects. Okay? And for that, we're going to use este, esta, estos, estas. Este, esta, estos, estas. Hola, Jessica.
Hola a todos, hola señor.
Hola, hola, ¿cómo estamos? ¿Bien?
Bien señor, bien.
Qué bueno, qué bueno. So we say, ¿cuánto cuesta esta revista? As you can see, the magazine is in the hand of the man. So this is why he's saying, ¿cuánto cuesta esta revista? Okay, how much is this magazine? And he's using esta because revista is feminine. La revista. Okay, ¿cuánto cuesta esta revista? Then, cerca de usted. When the object, the lead also can be a masculine object or a feminine object, as we can, express it that way. And it can be singular, I mean only one object, or plural, many objects. And for that we're going to use ese, esa for the singular case and esos, esas for the plural case. So, ¿cuánto cuesta esa revista? How much is that magazine? Okay, so the magazine in this case is not in the hand of the boy or the man, but is close to the man, in the kiosco, okay, news stand. And then on the right we have another picture right there, lejos de usted y de mí. So the object or objects are far away or distant from me and from you at the same time. But we also are talking about object or objects, okay, which are masculine or feminine, and as I said before, singular or plural. And for that, for the singular ones, you're going to say aquel, okay, to point out the masculine object, or aquella, okay, to talk about the feminine object, I mean. And for the plural, you're going to use aquellos and aquellas. ¿Quiénes son aquellas chicas? Who are those, those girls? ¿Quiénes son aquellas chicas? And what about if we want to say, ¿quiénes son, who are those boys? How can we translate that in Spanish? Who are those boys?
¿Quiénes son aquellos?
When are those? ¿Quiénes son aquellos chicos?
¿Quiénes son aquellos chicos? Muy bien, eso es. ¿Quiénes son aquellos chicos? ¿Quiénes son aquellos chicos? Okay. Pero, but, okay, below there's some kind of advice or tip. Pero a veces se usa ese, esa, esos, esas para señalar algo que está lejos de usted y de mí. So you can also, guys, please pay attention to this. Okay, this is kind of in spoken Spanish. You can also use, instead of saying aquel, aquella, aquellos, aquellas, okay, so when the object is far away or distant from us, or the objects, you can also say at the same time, in spoken Spanish, ese, esa, esos, esas. It's like too formal saying aquel, aquella, aquellos, aquellas. You often say here ese, okay, when you talk about, the object which is distant from you, ese, or esa, or esos, or esas, okay? So, ese hombre, that man, the man is probably distant from you. Esa mujer, that woman, the woman also is distant from you. Those men, esos hombres que están allá, okay? Those men who are right over there. Or those women, aquellas or esas or aquellas mujeres, okay, que están por allá, who are over there. And the drawing, on the right shows a man and a woman, and they are talking that they like that, he likes that house. He says, me gusta esa casa. And as you can see, the house is very distant from them. Okay? So he can formally say, me gusta aquella casa, or he can also say, me gusta esa casa. Okay? So both, are correctly used. Both ways. Este, ese, aquel se usan con nombres. They are used with names. En estos casos tienen la misma forma. In these cases, they have the same form, okay? Masculino y femenino, singular o plural, masculine or feminine, singular or plural. Okay, que el nombre al que acompañan, than the name that they, go along with. So, esa chica, that girl, es amiga de Ana, is friend of Anna, is Anna's friend, okay? Esa chica es amiga de Ana, is friend of Anna's, or Anna's friends. Estos zapatos, these shoes, son muy caros, are very expensive. These shoes are very expensive. Este, ese, aquel se pueden usar también solos. ¿Cuál es tu maleta? Okay? Which one is your suitcase? Or which is your suitcase? Esta, esa o aquella. This one, or that one. Okay, in the distance, when we're talking about distance. So this one would be near the speaker, that one would be near the listener, and aquella would be, very distant from them. So, este es Juan. This is Juan. Okay, it's close to the speaker. Mi novio. Okay, my boyfriend. Este, ese, aquel sirven también para señalar en el tiempo. Are also used, to indicate something in time. For example, is used in present or future, like a close future. Este año ha sido muy frío. This year has been really cold. Or this has been a really cold year. Ese, that, is used in past. Es usado en pasado. Estuve en Perú en 1999. Sorry. Estuve en Perú en 1999. I was in Peru in 1999. Ese año hubo elecciones. Okay? That year there were elections. Okay? Aquel is used en pasado lejano, okay? In a far distant past. Los españoles llegaron a América en 1492. En aquella época el imperio inca iba de Chile a Ecuador. So, the Spaniards, arrived in America in 1492. At that time, okay, or in that time, the Imperio Inca, the Inca Empire, was going from Chile to Ecuador. Okay, so it is also used, this kind of demonstrative pronouns is also used to talk about, events in time, okay, or that happened in the past. Se usa esto, eso y aquello para señalar algo sin decir el nombre. Do you remember that we talked about the demonstrative pronouns, as neutro, okay? Esto, this, eso, that, aquello, that. Farther away in place or time. What is this? ¿Qué es esto? We don't say ¿qué es esta? ¿Qué es este? No, we say ¿qué es esto? Because we don't know or had no idea about what it is. What is that? ¿Qué es eso? Okay, we don't say ¿qué es ese or qué es esa? But ¿qué es eso? Also, we don't know what it is. Okay? That is not necessary. Eso no es necesario. Okay? As you can see, I said eso no es necesario. Or aquello no es necesario. I didn't say ese or esa. But aquello or eso no es necesario. That is not necessary. We don't know exactly, what we are, mentioning probably. So, se usa esto, eso y aquello para señalar algo sin decir el nombre. Porque no se sabe qué es, okay? Because we don't know what it is. And it is used also because it's not necessary to say it. Okay, so we have examples. ¿Qué es esto? What is this? No sé, parece una lámpara. I don't know. It looks like a lamp. Cuando no sabemos, no es necesario decirlo nuevamente. O sea, tú dices, ¿de quién es eso? Okay, we don't know who that person in this case belong to. ¿De quién es eso? Okay, we don't say de quién es ese or de quién es esa. ¿De quién es eso? All right, let's see some examples to clarify more, the idea. Ejercicios. 12.1. Complete con este, ese, aquel y las palabras del recuadro. Okay, so you will have to complete with the demonstrative pronoun plus one of these words in the box. We have árboles. Okay, remember árboles is masculine and plural. Okay, árboles. Bolso is masculine also but singular. Gafas is feminine, okay, feminine but plural. Llaves, it's also feminine and plural. One more time, it is repeated right here for the first example probably, yes. Maleta is singular, okay, singular noun and feminine, okay. Paraguas is masculine. Remember that there are exceptions. Masculine and plural or singular, okay. So you have the word paraguas for, it's like saying scissors in English, okay, as an irregular noun. Scissors, you are talking about one or many of them. The same thing happens with paraguas, okay? It's umbrella. It can be one umbrella or many umbrella. And you can say, it's masculine, okay? You can say el paraguas or los paraguas. El paraguas para una sola for masculine, for singular. And los paraguas for many, okay, plural. Then we have revista. The word revista. Revista or magazine is feminine and singular at the same time. Okay, let's get back to the exercise. Number 1. Estas llaves. You see, the keys are next to or close to the speaker. Estas llaves. Now the speaker is telling the listener about the book. And he says, in English?
Libro.
In English, what does he say? To point the book. That. Yes. But in Spanish?
Esa revista.
Ese libro.
Oh, yeah, you're right. It's not a book. It's a magazine. Yes. So you say esa revista. Muy bien, muy bien. Muy bien, gracias. Esa revista. Número 3. Maleta. Maleta is briefcase or suitcase. Remember, both the speaker and the listener are together, and they are talking about an object which is far away from them. So they can say aquel, aquella, aquellos, aquellas. Which one are they going to use? Aquel maleta, aquella maleta, aquellos maletas, or aquellas maletas?
Aquella maleta. Aquella.
Aquella, because it is singular and it is feminine, okay? Aquella. They cannot use aquel because aquel is for masculine. And they cannot use aquellas because aquellas is plural, okay, and feminine. And here we're talking about only one object. And they cannot also, use, or they cannot use also aquellos, because one more time we're talking about only one object here, not many. And aquellos is referring to many objects and masculine. And in this case, maleta is feminine. So we have to use aquella maleta. Okay? Aquella defines correctly, the noun or the word maleta. Aquella maleta. It matches. Then we have number 4, número 4. Tenemos al hablante, the speaker, y tenemos a quien escucha, y ellos, no, el hablante le está diciendo ese bolso, ¿cierto? Eso es lo que dice, ese bolso. That es como el mismo caso, is the same as the exercise number 2. When the speaker said to the listener, that magazine, okay, esa revista, and here he's going to say ese bolso, because the word bolso is masculine. Okay, he cannot say esa bolso, no, but ese bolso. Okay, ese bolso, that bag in English. Luego tenemos gafas. Remember, gafas is feminine and plural. So what does the speaker say?
Estas gafas.
Estas gafas, because estas, is close to the speaker. Estas. Muy bien, estas gafas. He won't say este gafas or estos gafas. No. Estas gafas. Muy bien. Number 6. Umbrella. Paraguas. The umbrella is near the speaker. And he says,
Este paraguas.
este paraguas. Muy bien. Este paraguas. Este paraguas. Número 7. Esos árboles, ¿cierto? How do you say that? Acabo de decirlo en un español hablado. ¿Ok? Remember that you can say esos árboles or you can formally say
Aquellos árboles.
aquellos, ¿ok? Aquellos árboles. Those, those trees. They are far away or distant from the speaker and the listener. Aquellos. Or esos. We say esos in Spanish, I mean spoken Spanish. Number 8. Número 8. Number 8. Número 8. Dice el speaker. Dice llaves. ¿Ok? That keys or those keys?
Estas.
Esas llaves.
Yes.
Est.
You cannot say estas. You cannot say estas because the keys are far away from both of them. Okay? So you say esas or aquellas. Esas llaves or aquellas llaves. Okay? Eso es. ¿Se entendió? Was it difficult, guys? ¿O está bien? ¿Está difícil o no?
Fácil.
Está bien, señor.
¿Cuesta un poco comprender?
Sí, señor.
Sí. Pero vamos viendo con ejercicios. Complete con este, ese, aquel, aquello, bla, bla, bla. Número 1. Me gusta mucho este restaurante. I like this restaurant very much. This restaurant, because they are, in the restaurant. Number 2. ¿Conoces a ese, o a este, o a aquel, o a aquella chico? What do you say?
¿Conoces a ese chico?
¿Conoces a ese chico? Ok, good. Bien. ¿Conoces a aquel chico también puede ser o no? I don't know. You tell me, guys. Yes, no, yes, no. The next one. Number 3. ¿Es Julia una compañera? So he is introducing Julia. In Spanish, in English, what does he say in English? To introduce a person. What does he say in English?
This is Julia.
Yes, this is Julia. That's right.
That
This is Julia. So, esta es Julia. ¿Cierto? Esta es Julia. Una compañera. That is what he has to say. Muy bien. Siguiente, número 4. Mira, es el padre de Sharo. Sharo is a feminine name, okay? Sharo is a feminine name. So, mira. Remember, the speaker and the listener are far away from the object, or the man in this case, and the object or the man is singular, okay? So, what do they say to refer to the man?
Aquel.
Aquel, muy bien, ¿sí? Mira, aquel es el padre de Charo. Okay, it's masculine. Aquel. We don't say aquella, but aquel. Mira, aquel es el padre de Charo. But remember that ¿cómo se llama? In spoken Spanish, you can also say ese. Okay, when the object, or in this case the man, is far away or distant from us. Okay, from us. So we say ese. You can say aquel or you can say ese. Both are okay. Number 5. Vaso está sucio. Glass is dirty.
Esta.
¿Esta vaso or este vaso? Which one?
Este vaso.
Este vaso. ¿Cierto? Este vaso. We don't say esta vaso because vaso is masculine. Remember that, please. That is 12.2. Number 6, número 6. ¿Cuánto cuestan gafas? Remember, gafas is feminine and also plural, okay? So, how much are these glasses?
Estas
gafas. Muy bien.
¿Cuánto
Gafas.
cuestan esas gafas?
¿Cuánto cuestan estas gafas? ¿Ok? ¿Cuánto cuestan estas gafas? ¿Cuánto valen? You can say cuánto cuestan, or you can also say cuánto valen. ¿Ok? ¿Cuánto valen? It's the same. Number 7, número 7. Es la casa de Ramón. Is the house of Ramón. Is Ramon's house. What do you say? Remember, they both, the listener and the speaker, are far away or distant from the house. So,
Aquella.
they can say aquella because the word casa is feminine and it is also singular. So they can say aquella. Okay, very good, very good. And in spoken Spanish, they can say esa. Remember, esa. Okay? It is distant. Esa casa. That house. Or aquella, formally, aquella casa. Okay? That house in English. The same thing. Número 8. Number 8. ¿A dónde va autobús? Autobús, bus, okay, bus. Where is this bus going? Okay, so you can see the picture. There is a bus right there. There's a bumper, windows, and two wheels, dos ruedas. ¿Dónde va autobús?
Este.
Este autobús.
Este.
Muy bien. Este autobús. Very good. Este autobús. Eso es. 12.3. Complete las frases. Complete las frases. Número 1. Este verano vamos a ir a Ibiza. This summer we're going to Ibiza. Ta-da-da-da-da. There's a song related to that. Okay, so este verano vamos a ir a Ibiza. This summer we're going to Ibiza. Number 2, número 2. Nací en 1983. I was born in 1983. Nací en 1983. Mismo año nació mi prima. It's like saying,
mismo año.
okay, it's like saying I was born in 1983. That same year, because we're talking about the past, right? That same year, my cousin was born. So, what do we say?
S.
Muy bien, ese. We say, nací en 1983. Ese mismo año nació mi prima. Okay, remember, that same year, ese mismo año. We don't say ese mismo año, no. We say ese mismo, because it's masculine. Okay, ese mismo año nació mi prima. Number 3. ¿Qué haces
Este.
noche? Is it like saying in English, what are you doing tonight?
Este.
Este noche or esta noche? The word noche is masculine or feminine?
Está.
Do you say el noche or do you say la noche?
Está.
Esta noche.
¿Qué haces esta noche?
Esta noche, muy
Feminine.
bien. ¿Qué haces esta noche? And the answer is nada, nothing special, you know. Semana tengo mucho trabajo. It's like saying this week I have a lot of work. Okay? What is this week in Spanish?
Esta semana.
Esta semana, muy bien, esta semana. Remember, singular, feminine. Esta semana, this week. Okay? I have a lot of work. Number 4, número 4. 2001 fue un año extraordinario. Okay? 2001 was an extraordinary year. Verano conocí a Maite. Summer, I met Maite.
Aquel.
You can use, remember, I'm going back now. When you talk about, time, you can use ese, aquel. For distant past, okay, you can use aquel or aquella. So in this case,
Ese.
number 4, 2001 was okay. 2001 fue un año extraordinario. Okay.
Ese.
Hmm? Este. 2001 was an extraordinary year. That summer I met Maite. How do you
Ese
translate
verano.
that summer in Spanish?
Ese.
Ese verano.
Ese verano.
Muy bien. Ese verano conocí a Maite. Aquel verano conocí. You can also say aquel, but the correct, answer would be ese verano. Number 5. Mis padres vivieron en Perú entre 1950 y 1965. My parents lived in Peru between 1950 and 1965. Those were the best years of their lives. Esos fueron los mejores años de su vida. ¿Ok? Those is esos. Remember, you can say esos or you can also say aquellos. Both are acceptable, okay? It's okay. Aquellos, you can say aquellos fueron los mejores años de su vida, or you can also say esos fueron los mejores años de su vida. Those. Number 6. Mes ha sido fabuloso. He encontrado piso y trabajo. This month has been incredible. I have found a flat or an apartment and job. When? When did it happen? Guys, are you there?
Este mes.
Yes, este mes. Este mes. Este mes ha sido fabuloso. This month has been, incredible. I have found an apartment and a job. Number 7. Número 7. Luis se casó en 1970. Luis got married in 1970. En época, yo vivía en México. In that time, I was living in Mexico. When? When did it happen?
Eso.
You cannot say eso for
Ese.
for the feminine word época. Okay?
Ah,
The feminine word época is different. It's feminine, singular. Ese is for masculine and so is for something that we don't know. But exact date. So Luis Amin se casó en 1970. Luis got married in 1970. In that time, okay, or at that time, I was living in Mexico. So what do you say, guys? What do you say?
Aquelia.
Dale. De nuevo fuerte. Say it
Aquelia
loud.
o esa. No.
All right, you're going to say en aquella época yo vivía en México, or you can also say, guys, en esa época, ¿ok? En esa época yo vivía en México o en aquella época yo vivía en México. All right? Eso es. Esa es la forma. That's the way we have to say it, ¿ok? Número 8. Tarde tengo un examen. This afternoon I have an exam.
este.
Este tarde,
Está.
remember, we don't say el tarde, we say la tarde. So, tarde is masculine or feminine? If we say la tarde, feminine, remember that, feminine and singular.
No.
So, este tarde or esta tarde? Which one?
esta tarde,
Esta.
Esta tarde. Esta tarde tengo un examen. This afternoon I have an exam. Yes. And finally, guys, complete con esto,
Esta.
eso o aquello. Remember, esto, eso, aquello. Esto, eso, aquello. They are used, to talk about something without saying the name. And we use it because we don't know who it is or what it is. Or we can also use it because it is not necessary to mention it, okay? So, complete 12.4, complete con esto, eso o aquello. Número 1. ¿De quién es esto? Okay? ¿De quién es esto? We don't know who the object belongs to. Número 2. ¿Qué es? And there's a cloud over there. ¿Qué es?
Aquello.
¿Qué es aquello? Muy bien, ¿qué es aquello? Or you can also say, ¿qué es eso? Okay? You can also say that. ¿Qué es eso? ¿Qué es eso? ¿Qué es aquello? Number 3. ¿Qué es? ¿Qué es?
Eso.
Okay, both women are pointing to and looking at something. I don't know what it is. We don't know what it is. So this is the reason why we use ¿qué es eso? Or ¿qué es aquello? One more time, okay? ¿Qué es eso? Or ¿qué es aquello? And now, number 4. ¿De quién es?
Esto.
Muy bien, muy
Esta.
bien. ¿De quién es esto?
Esto.
Okay? So he is asking, okay? Who this thing belong to? Okay? Who's the owner of this? ¿De quién es esto? Who's this? Who's this? ¿De quién es esto? Muy bien. ¿De quién es esto? ¿De quién es? No, we cannot say ¿de quién es este? No. ¿De quién es esto? Remember. Y eso es, pues, chiquillos cabros. ¿Qué más podemos decir? What else can we say about it? It's okay. I'm really glad, that you could make it today. I'm certainly, really thankful for you being here. And
Gracias.
I hope to see you tomorrow, okay? I'm going to send you,
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
I hope you could understood, what we saw today. And I'm going to send you now the file for you to answer. Okay, the same way we answer here, you will have to write down your answers and then send me back your answers for me to check them. Now, those people who haven't sent me the exercise related to the cardinal numbers, please do it. Do it as soon as possible. And we're gonna see, we're gonna see each other tomorrow, I guess. Yes. What else do I have to see with you? Okay. Yes, tomorrow we're going to see this. Great. So thank you very much, guys, for being here, and see you tomorrow. Okay. Más o menos a la misma hora.
Gracias, señor.
Okay. So,
Gracias.
muchas gracias. Nos
gracias,
vemos.
señor.
Chao. Que estén bien.
Maestro.
Chao.
Cuídate.
Cuídense. Chao.